everyone, in this video I want to talk to you about why we need to stop putting people on pedestals.
Take me out to California.
So we live in a world now where we see people's lives on social media and we follow celebrities and see what's going on in their worlds. And when you have any kind of platform and you have eyes on what you do, you can find that people become fans of your work and followers, and that's so lovely. And I'm really lucky that from being young, I was on TV here in the UK on a kids TV show, and I continued doing that stuff. So I had a bit of a platform there. It wasn't, you know, we weren't talking Kardashian level by anybody's stretch. But you know, there was a platform from being really young, and then with the work that I do online, with the life coach and stuff that I do, there's been, you know, there's always been some level of platform, which has given me an audience, you know, whatever the storytelling has been that I've been doing, whatever medium, whether it's on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or live in person when I'm doing speaking events and things like that, there's always been eyes on of some kind. And I think when you've got an audience, firstly, it can be amazing, and you have the ability to do a lot of good, which I really try to do as much as possible. I work with different charities and I try to put out a positive message and share the things that I'm learning with you guys. And that's a really good thing. But what you can find is that when you have that platform, that you can find yourself in a space where I'm talking about empowering people and getting people to, you know, lift themselves and create a life that they love. And it's something that I'm really passionate about. But what can happen is that sometimes you have people that follow you that put you on a pedestal, or other people will talk about you and put you on a pedestal. And we see it across the board, whether it's people that we see in our films, on, you know, the Kardashians who I mentioned, that get put on a pedestal as if they are somehow slightly different, that, you know, they're getting life, so they know life better than anybody else. And it makes me feel uneasy. It makes me feel massively uneasy, because in my opinion, none of us are any better than the other person. Because somebody has a platform doesn't make them better than you. It doesn't. And those people that we watch online, including myself, we don't have our stuff together either. None of us really know what we're doing. And by putting other people on some kind of pedestal, you are disempowering yourself. Because it's almost like saying, well, the reason that they are as they are is because they're otherworldly. They're on this pedestal, they're this kind of other being. And it isn't true. It just isn't true. And it makes me feel that when people do that, that they are taking away their own power, and it's almost an excuse. Well, they can do it because they're that way, but I'm not like that. And I absolutely, totally don't want that for anybody. And if you've ever felt like that, yeah, but it's easier for them, or it's, you know, it's this way, it's much better because they're that kind of person, they've had this, then you have to stop. Because none of us are better than the other person. All of us are flawed. All of us are getting it wrong some of the time. I will hold my hand up and I try to talk about this as frequently as possible. I get it right sometimes, I get it wrong the other time. Some days I'm winning, some days I'm a flop, I'm a failure. That's just how it is. And I never ever want to put across, I'm sure I don't, I'm not one of those people, but you know, this flawless image, because I think it makes it unobtainable for people. And then people slip into this kind of weird space where they put people on a pedestal and they make them some kind of guru who has life sorted. And it just feels a bit weird. It feels strange, you know, it feels like you are, you know, giving your power to somebody else, or that you're making excuses. And sometimes I'll get inboxes off people, and I certainly don't ever want this to feel like, you know, an attack on those people, because I think when people message me, I know when people message me in this kind of message that they're not in a great space, which is why they're asking for help. But very frequently I will get messages off people that just say, I don't feel good, help me, please help me. And obviously, because I really genuinely care about you guys and the people that follow me, and I appreciate the platform that I have, and I know that it's a space for good. However, when people do that, what I worry is if I answer immediately, then I'm behaving like somebody's mum, or I'm behaving in a way that isn't empowering for them, because I'm not going to be there all the time. Whoever else you're talking to online, or that other person, they're not going to be there all the time to go, oh, okay, there we go, back up you get. It doesn't work like that. It just doesn't. And I certainly don't want my self-development message to be, when you feel down, I'm going to rush in and pick up the pieces, because life isn't like that. And as much as I want to help, firstly, I am a mum, so I have a mothering instinct. I want to help. However, if I do that for everybody, one, I'm going to get burnt out, because there's a whole lot more of you lot than there is of me. But number two, I'm not helping you. I'm not helping you by doing that. And it's such a hard balance when you have this platform. And I know that a friend of mine, Emily Clarkson, here in the UK, who talks a lot about positive body image, she's written an amazing book, and she has a fantastic podcast as well, which I'll link below. She talks a lot about, we mentioned this recently on Twitter, that we have this platform and yet people think you're sometimes on call. And really genuinely, with the stuff that I'm doing, I would hate to be disempowering people by, when they feel sad, me going, there you go, there's all of the answers. Every time I feel sad, Holly, now can you pick me up again? Because I'm not helping by doing that for you. I can talk about positive mindset, but the point of me talking about this stuff, the point of me doing workshops or having online courses, is that you take that information and then you run with it on your own. If I give you that information, but yeah, I need to wipe your backside for you the whole time you're doing it, I am not empowering you. I am just treating you like a little child, and that's not helping you at all, and I don't want that for anybody. So I just think it's a really important conversation that we recognize that I am no better than you, neither are the Kardashians any better, or Lady Gaga, or anybody else who has any platform that you watch. By the way, I was not compare myself to the Kardashians or Lady Gaga there. I didn't like lose my head. It's like I do not have that many eyes on what I'm doing. But doesn't matter what level, whether it's your, somebody that you know from down the school or whatever else, whoever it is that you're following and you think is getting it right, don't put other people on a pedestal, because they're not. We are all flawed, messy human beings that just don't always get it right all the time. And you are wicked. You're awesome. You yourself are an amazing person. You've got this far and you've dealt with all the stuff that you've dealt with and you've got to this point. So that doesn't, these people are no better than you. They're just mucking on through it the same as you. And actually, if you sit with yourself and listen to yourself, you have a lot more of the answers inside of you than is going to come from somebody else that you perceive as being this more elevated being of some kind. So just thought we'd have that conversation. I think it's really important that we do. I want you to feel empowered and good. And yeah, there's a great, if you haven't watched it already, I'm sure you have. I'm not sure you have. That's a ridiculous statement, but you may have heard of it. But Tony Robbins there's a documentary about Tony Robbins that is called I'm Not Your Guru. And I think it's a similar sort of feeling. He has this massive following of people who can almost treat him like in this godlike status, and it feels to me a bit icky. Like, it doesn't feel right, because I'm sure Tony Robbins equally wouldn't particularly like that, because that's not the point of, certainly in self-development world, that's not the point of what we do at all. Not at all. And if it is, then that's the wrong motivation for doing it. If you're doing it for adoring fans, that's just such a weird space to be in. But yeah, good documentary. If you haven't seen it and you want to feel all motivated, it is a really good documentary to watch. You'll probably cry though, if you're like me and you're a sensitive little soul. You'll have a good cry at that one. But you should watch it. Yeah, I'm Not Your Guru on Netflix, Tony Robbins. It's a good one. And yeah, post below, tell me your comments, what you think. What is there anybody that you've put on a pedestal? If you like this video, subscribe, click the bell so you get notifications when I do videos, and share it with anybody that you think it would be relevant to. Speak to you soon. Peace.
Take me out to California. Take me out.